Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So today's video I'm going to be showing you every single book that I read in December. Now it is currently the 26th of December and you're probably thinking, why are you filming it now? Well, I'm filming it now because I'm going away for another week. So I won't be able to film it at the end of the month like I normally do. So obviously I might read some more books within the extra week that we still have of, well, not extra, but in the week that we still have of December, but I might not. But if I end up doing it, I'll do like a short and I'll post it on my TikTok, and I'll even post it on here so you can see that. But if not, and then obviously I won't do that. But these are all the books that I have read so far in December, so let's just get right on into the video. So I don't know if I'm going to do this in any particular way, but I'm going to show you all the physical books that I've got that I read first, and then I'll do like all the Kindle ones just to make my life a bit easier while I'm editing. So the first physical book that I read was A Merry Little Meet Cute. So this is obviously like a Christmassy book, and it's more of like an R-rated Christmas book. It was actually like, it was okay. I think I rated it, if I remember, 3 stars. I don't remember half the ratings, but I don't have them with me, so I'm just gonna guess. But I will try and put it on the screen. So I rated this 3 stars. From what I remember, is actually really interesting. So this is about Brie, and she does like a scandalous kind of job at keeping it clean, nice. And she ends up getting hired to do this movie with this actress, and the actress is a big fan of hers. So, you know, obviously they're doing a movie together and they end up falling in love, and it's an interesting, fun type of read. Then there is To Love Jason Thorne. So this I read in a video of mine. Actually, yeah, so all of these have been in a video. So if you want to check the video out, this is the video. But yeah, To Love Jason Thorne. I rated this 4 stars. It was so fun to read. I read it quite quickly. So this is about Jason Thorne and, oh no, Olive. So Olive and Jason have like grown up together because Jason is Olive's brother's best friend, and she had a crush on Jason, but Jason broke her heart. And so years later, Jason is now like famous. He's a celebrity, and they have to like fake date for some reason, and it's a very, very good book and very interesting. So I highly recommend you read this. Then I read Take a Hint, Danny Brown. So this I rated 3 stars. Again, it was an enjoyable read, but I did prefer Get a Life, Chloe Brown more than this one. So I think Get a Life, Chloe Brown I did rate 4 stars, I want to say. I'm not sure. But this one is about Danny Brown and Sapphire, I think that's how you say it. Sorry if I said that wrong. And they're basically fake dating. So it's a fake dating trope, obviously, and it's very interesting. And again, I do highly recommend it. And I did read this one quite quickly as well, to be fair. I think I read it like within like a 1 day or 1.5 days. It was very interesting. The next one is The Flat Share. So this book is obviously where 2 people are sharing a flat. So Tiffy and Leon, that's it. So Leon is looking for someone to share a flat with, well, his flat, because he needs more money. So he's looking for basically a roommate, and this is where Tiffy comes along because she's obviously looking for a place to stay. And so Leon has, I can never remember what order it is, but I think Leon has it during the day, Tiffy has it at night. I think that's the way it goes, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so they at the beginning they've like never met each other before, they've never seen each other, and they start leaving each other like these cute notes for each other to read whenever they get home, which is really cute. And then eventually they end up meeting, and the way they meet is it's a very funny and interesting way, but nonetheless it's really cool. And I rated this one 3 stars as well. Then I read Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. So this is the 4th book in the Twisted series. I have finished the series, and yet I'm so sad, but I'm so happy that I finished it within, you know, this year. So, although Twisted Love I did read last year, but either way. So this is about Christian and Stella, and they are having to fake date. They are fake dating because Stella is trying to get to 1 million followers on Instagram, and Christian was like, you know what, I'll be your fake boyfriend, because Stella says that relationships do better to get followers. I don't know if that's true. But yeah, so that is basically what it's all about. And obviously, because Stella is quite popular, well, famous on Instagram, I don't know if this is a spoiler, so I'm going to put a spoiler warning. But basically, she gets stalked, and Christian helps her find her stalker. So, yeah, that is that book. Then I read A Life, well, again, this isn't in order. A Lie for a Lie. So, this is the first book in a series. I can't remember what the series is called. But this was actually so good. I rated it 4 stars, and I read this within 1 day, which is quite shocking. So this is a hockey romance, and so this is about Lainey and Rook, and they both meet on a plane. And Rook is going somewhere. He was supposed to be going with his brother, but his brother had to bail because his brother's wife was in labour and I was having a baby, so he couldn't go. And so Rook was like, you know what, I'm just gonna end up going anyway, have a break, like spend some alone time with myself, you know, like get away. So he ends up still going to this cabin, and then on the plane, Lainey literally falls into his lap. And that is how they first meet. Thank you, Storm. And that is how they first meet. So now they get like talking and stuff, and then Rook offers Lainey a ride to her cabin, and their cabins are really close, and so they basically like kind of become friends. And then Lainey is terrified of thunderstorms, and they have a thunderstorm, so then Lainey ends up going to Rook's cabin, and they end up basically staying in the same cabin for like 2 weeks, and they like kind of start to date. They kind of like start to have a thing, but then Rook has to hurry back home because his brother's wife had like a problem with like the labour and stuff, and so he's rushed home. And then 2 years later, they don't have any contact, they don't speak or anything, and then 2 years later they meet each other again. They randomly find each other, and that is all I'm going to say. There's a twist in this book. This book is so fun, so good, and very, very interesting, and I highly recommend it, and I really want to get to the other books. Okay, and then the last physical copy book that I read was Say Yes. So this is kind of like a little novella to Hush Hush by Lucia Franzo. So this is basically like the novella and how their lives are going now. And so this is showing you the troubles of basically where Natalie doesn't want to get married, but James wants to get married. And obviously he's in his 50s, he's already been married before, but Natalie doesn't want to experience that. And so you are seeing them basically go through the trouble of like, do they get married or not? Because James wants to, but Natalie doesn't. Very interesting. I love the outcome of it. And I'm pretty sure I rated this 3 or 4 stars. It was something like that. Okay, and now to the Kindle books. So the first Kindle book that I read was Novelle the First. So this is kind of like a small, very short novella, basically. Well, obviously it's a novella. Christmas novella. It was interesting. It was fun. I can't remember what I rated it. And I can't even remember what it was about too much because I read it. It was the first thing I read in December. But I do remember that it was like an okay read. Next one I read was Love Like Farms. So this book I actually did a reading vlog on. So if you want to know more thoughts about that, you can check out the reading vlog. But this I rated, I think it was 4 stars. It was a very enjoyable read. It was very fast paced and it kept your interest. But it's basically about this woman. She has always loved Christmas, and so she like has to fake date her best friend for like this thing. So yeah, basically that's what I can really say about it, but without ruining it. Next one is Single Ready to Jingle. So this was actually an interesting book. Also, if you want to see more thoughts of my thoughts, you can check out the reading vlog with Love Like Farms, I'm pretty sure. But this book, I'm pretty sure I rated 4 stars. It was very fast paced, very fun, and I love it. I'm not going to say too much about these because, like I said, there was a whole reading vlog and you get all my thoughts in that. So if you want to check that out, you can. Then the next one is Talk Santa to Me. So this one, was also in a reading vlog. Oh my god, all of these were in reading vlogs. But I'm pretty sure I rated this 3 stars. I did really enjoy this. It was okay. I read this while I was wrapping presents, and was a good read for while wrapping presents. I mean, wrapping presents and Christmassy reads, that's gotta be fun. Next one is A Christmas Day. This is also in a reading vlog, and it's kind of like on the short side. I can't remember how many pages were in there. Like I said, also in a reading vlog. But this I rated 3 stars or so. I actually really enjoyed this one. You know, like I said, I can't remember what the rating was, but it was a fun Christmas read. And obviously Christmas is gone now, unfortunately, but next year I recommend you pick this one up. Then the next one was Merry Deadmas. Now this is one that I just saw as an audiobook on Zero Avenue. Yeah, 1 star. Did not like it at all. It was very short, like very short, and it's kind of like different stories mixed in, but the stories were going by like this. It didn't really make any sense in my opinion. They weren't really interesting. I picked it up because of the cover and because it was short, and I was like, why not? But yeah, it wasn't my thing, unfortunately. Next one was The Christmas Swap. I'm pretty sure this is also another one I read in a reading vlog, so if you want all my thoughts on that, you can get them there. But this, I can't actually remember what I rated it. Oh, I rated it 2 star. So The Christmas Swap is basically about 2 families who switch houses, obviously, and they spend Christmas there. But there's a big twist, and the twist was interesting. You do kind of guess it right from the beginning, but it's still interesting. The next one is not a Christmas book, but it is Brutal Intentions. So this is a very opposite of Christmas and very opposite of anything light. So this is very dark, so please check the trigger warnings if you're going to read this. But this I rated, I think it was 4 stars, I want to say. Did take me a while to read at the beginning. Not because I wasn't enjoying it. I was. But I was more like confused. But that is like a me problem. And it was because I was like reading like a couple of pages every now and then, not just sticking to it. So yeah, that's a me problem. But I decided to just sit down one day and read it and finish it, and that's exactly what I did, and I did end up really enjoying it. But like I said, please check the trigger warnings. So this is basically about, I forget their names, I'm sorry, but this is about this girl, and she has a new stepfather. So obviously the person who's married her mother isn't very nice to her, neither are her uncles. So basically she's like an outsider to her own family, and she kind of starts to get a crush on the stepfather, and the stepfather starts to like her. They start sneaking around, and it's very fun and very taboo and very dark. So yeah, love it. Next one is another Christmassy read, and that is The Plight Before Christmas. So this is also in another reading vlog of mine. You can check out all my book reading vlogs if you want to know, basically, about the Christmas books. But this I rated 4 stars, I think. It was actually really interesting. I read it quite fast as well. Like, it's very fast paced, and I do highly recommend the cover of this as well. Like, cute. Then the next one was Icebreaker. I've been wanting to read this for a while, like since I first heard about it. And then I don't know what it was, but I was like, you know what? It's hockey, ice, winter. It all goes. So I decided to read it this month, and I rated this 5 stars. This book, like, I love it. Like, it was amazing. And I don't think I can ever explain how much I love it. And I'm pretty, like, I already filmed my favourites and like at the end of November. It's already ready to go up and stuff. But I wish I could have put that in my favourites now. But you know what? You know now. It's one of my favourites. But yeah, love it. So this is, like I said, I forgot their names again. I'm very bad with names, and if you've been here for a while, you would know that. But this is, I should probably like start looking for the names before I film the videos. But this is about this woman, and she is a ice skater, and then our main male character, he is a hockey player, and our female main character ends up needing like a new partner, and so he, like the hockey player is like, you know what, I'll help you and all that. But there's some drama in this as well. There's some like, I'm confused kind of things, but it's very interesting, very good. I did not explain that very well. I did not do this book justice for the explanation, but it's so good, and I recommend you read it. Then I read Secret Santa. So this book, I can't remember what I rated it. Probably like 2 stars or 3 stars. Most of the Christmas books I did rate 3 stars because, you know, they're okay. But yeah, I don't know, that's another one. There's not really much to say. Santa's Obsession. Oh, yeah. Also a reading vlog with that one and Santa's Obsession. This one, you get more of my thoughts in the reading vlog. I actually go kind of like on a rant with this one. It was a 1 star at first, but I upped it to 2 stars because to me it was very unrealistic. It's a novella, but it was very unrealistic. It didn't make sense to me, as in like the plot line. But then I was like, it's not the worst book I've ever read in the world, because I thought of like We Were Lies and stuff. Sorry. So then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna up it. But basically, this is about this woman, and she is working at a mall, and she gets to meet Santa, like the person who works at Santa, and she realizes that he doesn't look like the normal average Santa, and she was like, her Christmas wish is to be with him, and so we all know where that's gonna go. Next one is Holiday Haunts, another one which is in the same reading vlog, and again this one I think I rated 2 stars. It was mediocre, it was okay, but not a favourite. Then I read A Very Merry Hockey Holiday, and this one is also in the same reading vlog, and this one, okay, I rated it, I think it was 2 stars. I feel like this would have, I don't know, but I feel like this would have been better and more of an enjoyable read for me if I had read the other books first, because this is like a novella to like a series. It was like, it said 8 with Goodreads, so I don't know. But obviously, because I haven't read those other books, I was confused, but it was interesting still. Like, I didn't know who the people were, because it's a story of like different couples, and it's like they were friends and stuff, but like I didn't know them, so you know. But yeah, like I said, in the reading vlog, I might give the actual series a go in 2023, but we'll see. I don't know. The next book I read was Ignite by Melanie Harlow. So this is the basically spin-off series of the other series from her, like the Coverline Farms. It's part of the series, but also a spin-off series. So it's basically like about the people in the other like Coverline Farm books, children, if that makes sense. So this is about, I think her name, yeah, this, so Ignite is about Winnie, I think, which is one of the 3 girls in the first book of the other series, which is Unforgettable. So I like the fact that they all connect together. This I'm pretty sure I rated 4 or 5 stars, I can't remember, but it was quite of a high thing. I also enjoyed it. I love the fact as well that like Winnie's story is kind of like her parents' story, but it was done in like a different way, if that makes sense. But it was like, it was the same, where she was having the same romance that her basically father had, and she was experiencing that because that's what she always wanted. So yeah, I found that really fun and I loved it. Then, because I love that book so much, I decided to go to Taste. So this book is about one of the other children. I can't remember, but yeah, again, also love it. I love this whole series, even like the first book and then the spin-off. All the books I love. They are very fast paced, very quick to read. They're not too long, not too short, and they keep you very interested. Like, I read these within 1 day. So if I need like a quick read, I know I can turn to this series. I do want to finish this series sometime this year, but I don't think that's going to happen at all. But you know what? It's okay. Then I decided to go back to the Christmas books, and I read Your Main One, Matthew Prince. So this I enjoyed. I didn't hate it. I also talked about this in a reading vlog as well. But this book, I wouldn't say it's like a favourite. I don't know, I was listening to the audiobook, so I did miss quite a few things, and also I was doing other stuff while I listened to the audiobook, and I read it on a day where I wasn't really paying attention to anything. Like, I was kind of in my own space, in my own world. So it's probably my fault. But I did rate it, like, I think it was 3 stars, because I did enjoy it from the bits I did catch. Then the next one is The Billionaire Scrooge Next Door. So this is also in a reading vlog that I recently posted. It's the Christmas Day reading vlog, so if you want to watch that, then you can. So this is about our female main character. She's gone home for Christmas, and then our male main character buys his childhood home, and they know each other because our male main character, Adam, and Holly, remember their names. Okay, so Holly has gone home for Christmas, and Adam has brought his childhood home because and they know each other because Adam is Holly's brother's Evan's best friend. So they've all kind of grew up together, and then Holly starts talking to Adam and learns that he hates Christmas. And he hates Christmas because his father owned a Christmas shop and his father was doing fraud, so then he just left, and that is why Adam hates Christmas. And so Holly is trying to get Adam to love Christmas again, but they end up falling in love and then all that. So we love a good book, and it was a 4-star because it was nice and quick, very interesting. I loved it, and I always love A Brother's Best Friend for some reason. And then one that I finished yesterday on actual Christmas Day when I was at my nan's was, so the next one the last one I read was Santa Maybe. This is also in a reading vlog, so if you want more of my thoughts on that, then you can check out that vlog, which is the Christmas Day vlog as well. So those are all the books that I've read in December so far. Like I said, if I read any more, which I don't know if I will, but if I do, I'll make a short and post it on here and on my TikTok. And you know what, I'll even post it on my Instagram so that you can have or see it all on all my platforms. Okay, I'll do that for you. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe if you want to see it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.